Where my go live button at? You know, I like the fact that everything loads up faster now for the live streams on Rockfin, but like the go live button was like has been a thing. They said they're working on it though.
Yeah, I'm still recording my interviews. I have to upload OBS on my PC to do
Got you.
live stream.
All right.
I'm gonna give it time.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy with what they're doing.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into this Rockfin premium segment of MCSC, and of course, as always, I am your humble host, Niko House. We have two very special guests for this Rockfin premium segment. From Heartlands Media, we have Kit Cabello talking about the censorship that he experienced from YouTube. And then we have Teddy coming back to talk about something we both had to deal with, which is the Daily Beast. It seemed like we were on a pretty exclusive list of people who were getting smeared for the weirdest of reasons. Actually, the whole article is really rather incoherent. But before we get into the Daily Beast smears, Kid, man, what the hell happened? What was going on? I know that you kind of got it taken care of, but y'all got taken down, and they said they weren't gonna let you back on until June. What was their excuse?
Well, first, Niko House, thank you for having me on your show, and we're very glad here at Heartlands Media to not only work in collaboration with your network as well as other content creators, but also speak about why we need to protect free speech and independent media now more than ever has to work together.
100%. Hey, man, I appreciate you being here, and it's been dope seeing y'all grow. It's funny because we've talked a lot, obviously, about this very specific situation. Like, hey, we've been kind of like, hey, man, we got to be careful because one of the reasons I advocated so hard for you guys to come on the Rockfin was because, like, I could see the trajectory that y'all were heading even during the election. We are growing really rapidly, and you know what happens next. So, and, this time you were prepared for it, though. Oh, they said, hold on. They said there's no sound on Rockfin. Oh, that's weird. There's no sound on Rockfin. Oh, that's me. That's me. I got it. Don't even worry about it. Okay.
I hope people
Should
can
be
hear us
good now. Say something.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
I hope
good.
people can
You're
hear
good.
me.
Cool. All right.
right.
So with that being said, we'll take it from the top. What's going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into this live stream Rockfin premium segment of MCSC, and of course, as always, I'm your humble host, Niko House. Today I have with me Kit Cabello from Heartlands Media and Teddy Fikre Merriam, who is going to also be talking about some censorship that he experienced as well. And we're also going to be covering today what happened with Vanessa Beeley and Whitney Webb. First, though, Kit, man, what the hell happened, bro? Why did they just take y'all off? What was the excuse they gave you? Like, let the world know what happened.
All right. Well, first, again, Niko, thank you so much for having me on your show so that we can talk about the censorship that we had to deal with by YouTube. And again, it was unjust and unfair. And again, I want to also reiterate this. I also saw that article from the Daily Beast. It was a smear piece. It was a hit piece. It was incoherent. I talked about it on Rockfin as well. And I have to say, these smears towards progressives, independent media outlets must stop. And again, no YouTube channel, be they progressive, independent, libertarian, or conservative, should be taken down. I believe in free speech, and I stand by this principle. Now, what happened to us? On March 4th, I was finishing up doing a recorded interview with Susie Dawson. That interview now is thankfully up on our YouTube channel. But before that happened, before it got uploaded now today, on March 4th, our editor, FaZe, informed me, Daniel, and our colleague, Lainey Peterson, that he couldn't upload the video and he couldn't set up going live. At first, we thought the internet was out. We thought something else was amiss.
Yeah, makes sense.
But then he pointed out that our channel was suspended. Now, the video in question that is now back up again was about 2 months old. It was about the inauguration, and it's titled, "Biden is in charge, Biden is president, Biden is in power, Biden lost his keys," something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And the main thing that we got hit for, the top description was that we were denying the legitimacy of the Biden election and that Biden was not president.
Oh, well, at least you got a reason, I guess. That's new, but
well, here's the thing. I'm all for election integrity, and you and Craig Jadilla, also known as Pasta, and so many others have been covering the election fraud and the fact that we don't have election integrity in this country. I'm all on board with that. But, at the end of the day, me and Daniel have never said that Biden is not president. Now,
Yeah.
do we say that we need to have election integrity and we need to make sure we have free and fair elections and get money out of politics? Absolutely. But we did not say that in the video. And apparently the suspension would follow us up until June for 90
you know what's
days.
interesting about that? Y'all have been actually very clear about election integrity, like probably even more so in other videos, but those aren't the ones they went after. They went after a random one that you didn't say that in. It's bizarre.
Well, here's the thing. Again, they also hit us for scamming and deceptive practices. Now, consider this to be like a direct challenge, I mean, to any content creator out there that will watch this video, but we've been around since 2017 on radio, on television, and never once have me, Daniel, or any of the co-hosts or team here at Hardlens Media have ever done any kind of scams or deceptive practices to YouTube at all. And this is like the second time this has happened to us because, as you may know, we were shadow banned from March 2020 to September of 2020, and all of our videos were collectively demonetized. Now, thankfully, as it stands right now, our channel is back. All of our videos are monetized. Our suspension has been removed. We still have a warning for a video, though, that we did cover. It's similar to what Ford Fisher filmed when he was there at the January 6th protest, but we still have that warning up. Now, we don't have a strike. The suspension is removed, but this is not fair. And we do a lot here at the studio. You are probably the only content creator colleague that has actually sat right next to me in the studio space.
Wonderful studio. I was bragging about it the other day, actually. Nice
but
studio.
you know, the thing is, this channel, this YouTube channel that we use, I mean, we use the AdSense to make sure we keep the lights on. We're able to take care of our editor Faze, who's done a lot of fantastic work. And it's a nightmare scenario for any content creator. So when I say no one should go through this, no one should go through this. I believe in free speech. Now, are there people who abuse platforms like social media? Is there hate speech? Is there misinformation? Oh yeah, absolutely. But I believe that the world is filled with good people. You want to know how you defeat hate speech and ignorant speech? With intelligent and compassionate speech. But this pathway that YouTube is doing, Twitter is doing, Facebook is doing, by putting people in echo chambers and deplatforming people, you're making the problem worse. And so when I see what happens to you or Convo Couch or anyone else,
Teddy was kicked off of Twitter the other day, so there was that.
Again, case in point, no one should go through this. Even when I go to Case Study QB's Twitter page, if you go in there logged in, it's given like a censorship, like
what
you're going to be viewing controversial. Well, for me, when I log on, when I go to Twitter and I'm not logged onto Twitter on my PC, I have seen his Twitter page saying like caution, like you're going to see controversial videos, but the videos he posts are stuff from corporate media and sometimes his own original content from his YouTube channel. I don't want to see this happen to anybody, period. And we need to have, we need to really make these social media platforms open to the public utilities, and the internet being a public utility as well. So look, I'm proud that we're also on Rockfin and we're also on Odysee as well. And here's an interesting thing that YouTube should take into account. Myself and Daniel have been talking to real people at Rockfin and real people at Odysee. And the very fact that we can actually have a phone conversation or direct emails and not rely on a bot or an atypical response email is refreshing, because we don't have to worry about, oh, well, do they really care about us? And the sad fact is, not only is this happening to independent media content creators, but this is also happening to other content creators who cover different types of genre, entertainment or other kind of genres. No one should be deplatformed. I'm tired of the self-censorship, but for all our controversial stories, I guess they go on to Rockfin. And I hate self-censoring myself, but for the time being, we need to use this YouTube channel so that we can take care of our studio and take care of our team and do so much more. But what a nightmare this is. And I hate that this is the pathway that we are on and that we have politicians cheerleading for this.
Yeah, I'm about to say cheerleading for it. They damn near were begging for it. Not obviously just in the case of right-wing, quote unquote, media, but it seemed like, and we had actually all at some point said this, they were going after us. It wasn't really about conservatives. We had said this back then when people asked me, well, what's civility fascism? That's not a real thing. I said it's fascism that you're not allowed to criticize. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to civility fascism. We've arrived. And in fact, we've arrived a little bit quicker than I was anticipating. I gave it to April. You know, of course, Biden always impresses me by beating, you know, he hits the mark every time. So, Teddy, what do you got to say about that, man? Because I know that you've dealt with YouTube censorship yourself. I know you've dealt with a lot of Twitter censorship. What's this, like your second or third account? Did you get back? What you got to say about that, man?
Yeah, so far, not so much on YouTube. But I'm pretty sure that's also because I'm just not doing as many broadcasts on YouTube. I only have like 1,500 followers or subscribers. So I'm just, you know, I'm not really a person, a target of interest in that way. But last Friday, I was permanently suspended from Twitter because I dared to criticize one of their lapdogs. And, you know, and by the way, the person that I wrote about was Joanne Reed. Now, the stuff I said pales in comparison to what she screeds about and rants about all the time. And she does this on a show that, you know, I don't know how many people, 1 million people, 500,000.
I'll tell you this, though, not as many people as it used to be. That's how many.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was the gravy train of Trump ran out. That was the worst thing that happened to them was Trump leaving office. But yeah, I mean, this is something that's happening more and more. Vanessa Beerley just got her YouTube channel completely erased. And I've seen this left and right. The Convo Couch got demonetized. This is, you know, I'm originally from Ethiopia. And I saw firsthand, you know, fascism and tyranny that came in overnight. You know, a country that was intact for 3,000 years, and we've had ups and downs, but all of a sudden in 1974, the same year I was born, the king was deposed, and then in came Marxism, and they killed 500,000 people within a couple of years. So we never thought 3,000 year history, we didn't have that. We never witnessed that level of tyranny, and yet it happened overnight. So America, with what, 200 some odd years of history, how long do you think it's going to last before the same thing happens over here? So I mean, it's just a matter of time.
I feel like it didn't take all that long. I feel like, I mean, we're basically in the middle of it. Otherwise, how could you explain a government right now who has barricaded itself in using our National Guard that is simultaneously allowing millions of people, or hundreds of thousands of people, to either go homeless, starve, die? The suicide rate amongst teenagers is skyrocketing right now. It is now an official fact that suicide has killed more teenagers during COVID than COVID has. And that's that's a fact, people. And that the fact that that's where we're at, and nothing is being done about it, while you still see people protecting this power structure. It's like when you see the damn Catholic Church protect the Pope. They know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on, but the Catholic Church still uses power to protect it because they committed their coup of culture a long time ago. So it's very frustrating because, I mean, I was demonetized too. Fortunately, you know, I put out a call for everybody to come to Rockfin. A lot of people did. A lot of people endorsed the channel, and it was much appreciated. I know not everybody's that fortunate, though, and that's mostly who I'm concerned about, because we know that is it about stopping the bigger channels and like maybe stopping the Jimmys and the Whitney Webbs? Yeah, of course it is. But it's really about stopping the channels that are on their way. There's channels that are offering a new voice, the channels that are offering a new experientially based wisdom about what's going on. And like, I have some friends that now they started something called the Fred Hampton Progressives, which they're going to be launching next week. And I'm worried it's a bunch of black men, black women talking about black issues. But you know, that never turns out well. So I'm glad we have platforms like Rockfin. I'm actually one of the people that believes that decentralized cryptocurrency is actually the way that we protect free speech and ensure going forward that the government can't use financial interests against you. And so that's also because censorship, like you say, Kit, you say you have to soft censor yourself. That was the goal, right? That's what they want Vanessa to do. That's what they want Whitney Webb to do. That's what they want Teddy to do. That's what they want me to do. And even if you think you're not, sometimes you still do it, right?
You know, I'm glad that you bring this up, because we do need to protect free speech, especially in the press. But sadly, we have a corporate media that doesn't do its job. It doesn't inform people. It doesn't empower people. What it does, it runs smear pieces and hit pieces against progressives and independents. This is the same corporate media that can get away with lying, doing scamming and deceptive practices on YouTube, and still not get penalized. Remember, it wasn't too long ago, weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
Mm.
Oh, wait, there are no WMDs. Then there was Russiagate. And then there was all of a sudden, like, talking about impeachment, which never led to anywhere. Then there was the smearing of Tulsi Gabbard. She's an Assad apologist. She's a Modi puppet. She's a Putin puppet. She's a secret Republican. She's going to run third party. Oh, wait, none of that ever happened.
None of it.
See, I would have snapped at somebody. I don't know how she went through
Man,
it. I truly
she
don't.
meditates a lot.
I truly don't. But yeah, again, I don't know if it's meditation. Great, good on her.
She's the reason I
But
meditate.
the point is though, when we look at what's happening to YouTube, and I hate that we have to be careful what we do on our channel because we got to tiptoe around eggshells. But this isn't how a content creator should be doing this. But hey, we're playing the long game. But we got Odysee, we're on Rockfin. But I kind of just want to just remind people we saw this before when we were young. We saw this happen before. It wasn't too long ago that radio used to be fun. It one time had the title of the license to print money. I remember the days of the shock jocks, and I remember the days of controversial radio.
Hold up,
I remember
how old
when
are you?
it could. I'm 36.
You're not that much older than me. That's funny because I barely remember any of that.
I'm
Well,
a grown man over here.
That's a big age difference though when you think about it. Because I was like 4 when you were 8.
But but the thing is though, it used to be fun. Then what happened? The FCC got involved, and then it made radio into the bland stuff that we see now. And I just want to tell everyone what YouTube is doing, what Twitter is doing, what Facebook is doing to content creators and people who are challenging the status quo, the system. This is what's going to happen to social media. It's going to become boring, and then you got to be careful what you say. But yet, when you have someone like Cenk Uygur put out an 18-minute video of "Save us, Kamala," and we got to give the progressives a second and third chance.
I miss that? Oh my!
Yeah, wait, hold on, Niko. Not to put you on the spot here, you haven't seen the Cenk Uygur 18-minute video?
I got high blood pressure sometimes, bro. Like I can't be putting myself in those situations right now. Are you telling me there's an 18-minute? Is this recent?
Are you serious? This is kind of recent. How do you not know about this?
Man, hey, you need to sit. Hey, after you get off of here, send me that shit on Twitter, bro.
You sure you want to see this? Don't you?
Yeah, we gonna talk about it.
Don't you have enough?
Are you sure?
Don't you have enough?
So Niko, I want to be very clear. This is the 18-minute. This is the 18-minute video where Cenk is telling people, "Hey, look, we got to fight. I'm burning my bridges." This is burning his bridges video.
Burning my bridges.
Think about
with
it.
who?
With like the progressives in the House because he said he's going to challenge them.
But then he
This
said,
is like
Kamala
maybe-
save us. I'm confused.
Yeah. There was a hashtag Kamala Save Us, and then there was also the this was when he was saying like I'm gonna burn my bridges. 18 minutes long. He was gonna say force the vote during this video too for 15. You really haven't seen this video.
No, I promise you. It's crazy.
And
And man, do I tell people so like that I hate TYT so much that people just stop sending me the TYT clips? Is that why? Because people used to send me it all the time, and I'm like, I just hate.
Wow. Okay. Because again, maybe so. I hope you're not getting confused with another video. But even Jimmy Dore did a response.
No, I didn't
video
get. I know that they said that Jimmy was destroying Cenk a few days ago, and I didn't know what they were talking about because I was like just dealing with it. Yeah. Is that what they were talking about? Like that was a moment. Oh
yeah,
shit, that's crazy. Yeah, he's like a satire of himself, isn't he?
Well, I mean, he kind of just he's basically tripping over his own cock. First, he's telling people he's going to burn bridges.
I don't give him that much credit.
Yeah, I know. If he could do that, he wouldn't be so salty all the time. Let's be honest, everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. So he's saying he's burning his bridges. He's saying that we got to fight back. He's saying that he's going to hold the progressives accountable. He was going to say when you force the vote, and then he stopped himself, and he said when you tell people to vote.
That look. That's how good Jimmy's branding was on that one. You got to admit. He's like, when you fuck. God damn it. Yeah. I mean, but isn't that crazy though when you think about it? He's so willing to throw everything under like all his principles under the bus as long as Jimmy doesn't get to be right about something. That's scary. That's like a different type of sociopath.
It's a lesson though that we can learn because you got to stand for something or don't stand for anything at all. You got to push back. You got to fight back. You got to be aggressive. You have to be unapologetic and stand by your principles. So when I say I'm for free speech, Yeah, I'm for free speech. Now, again, if there's somebody out there doing hate speech, well then, all right, let's just shine light on that bastard and say, all right, well, here's a horrible human being. No one hang out with this guy.
Yeah.
But then deplatforming people, because that's what happens. The majority of good people get deplatformed. Sorry for my rant.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I want to, Teddy, I'm sure you would agree with this. Like, so as a black man, I don't like my fascists or racists hiding behind the curtains. Like, I need to know, because like those are the ones who become cops. They become judges. They become teachers. They become your waiters. You know, they become your boss. That like, and when you make it so that they are like, it's not that they're scared of being like attacked, because like the white power structure like protects these motherfuckers. So like it's not like they're gonna lose anything like in reality, but they don't want to lose their platform. That's kind of like mostly what people are concerned about in those scenarios. So they're like, you know what? Okay, so is this the 10 years where being PC is, or the 3 or 4 years where being PC is the first, second, and third most important thing in social discourse? Well, I'll just go back into hiding real quick. And y'all not going to know. I'm just going to take it on every single minority who comes in to get hired. When it's time to get a promotion, I was talking to my friend about this yesterday. Like, she literally, like, would be, they would ask a question about, like, the job or whatever, and they would, like, skip over her, and she's Mexican, look over to this guy. Do you think that you could accuse him of being racist? Nope, you couldn't. But it happens every single time, and she's actually like above him, the guy that is getting asked the questions. So like at a certain, but can you say anything? No, because people who move to the behind, they move their racism and their fascism behind the curtain, they become more dangerous, in my humble opinion. So we need to be able to combat what they're saying, like, and make them, like, I'm all about letting somebody like vomit from the fucking mouth and embarrass themselves. I'm all about that shit. So, but Teddy, would you agree with that?
So yeah, yes and no. I think I'll take it to another level, which is,
well, hold on before you finish that, Kid. Do you have to get out of here? Cause it's about 5:29.
I could just make maybe one more statement here.
Cool.
I mean, I still got maybe like Faze, can you just time me down for like maybe 5 minutes or so?
Okay, cool.
And then
go ahead, Teddy, and I'll let you have the last word on this segment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I believe that conversations change people. And so when you put walls, ghettos basically, between people, and you divide them based on identities and ideologies, and then make people defensive, right? You have conversations, a public discourse where it's all about grievances and blaming fellow victims, and then you put them behind walls. Then all of a sudden, the conversations that's needed to actually build a critical mass becomes impossible. So instead of, for me, it's not necessarily about challenging people's preconceived notions. It's about changing them and changing people's biases and even racism becomes impossible.
Did you just nuance me, bro?
I think I did. No, but so that for me, people say that maybe I'm just a diehard idealist, but everyone has the potential. Most people have the potential to change, but they will not change if you point fingers at them, and they will not change if you are blaming them. But that is what our political discourse is all about. It's about blame game and putting the onus on people that are not responsible. Like I said, I've said this plenty of times, a redneck in Alabama is not my enemy. He has no ability to implement me unless, he turns to violence. But how often does that happen compared to the economic policies that are being implemented by both Democrats and Republicans that are exacerbating the social and economic inequalities? That is the issue. But as long as we keep pointing fingers at some marginalized white guy in Ohio or Mississippi, we lose all the time, and that's what it's meant to happen.
That's true.
If I may, I would like to just maybe make a final statement, because I will have to be heading out. But again, that's a fantastic point. Look, people, we have to communicate with each other. That's the whole idea of social media. Now, are you going to run into people you're going to disagree with? Absolutely. Have different opinions? Yes. And the thing is that's been going on long before any of us were born, and it's going to continue on long after we're dead and we're just a footnote in history. The point is, there's a lot that we have in common, yet we're being screwed over by the neoliberal, neoconservative system that has been abusing everyone, no matter what their political ideology is or who they worship or the color of their skin. We as a society agree on a lot of issues, stuff that the corporate media and two-party system won't acknowledge. We want to end regime change wars. People are on board with a universal basic income. People of all different ideologies are on board with a single-payer healthcare, or something much better than what we get here in this country, where we have medical bankruptcy. I mean, that's a foreign word, especially in other English countries. We get people commenting on our live streams and videos saying, I've never heard of medical bankruptcy, and they're from Britain or Canada.
Because it was never a thing.
And I'm not saying that other countries don't have problems, but I think a lot of people in this country are wising up to the fact that the two-party system only caters to the 1%. And sadly, the corporate media and two-party system did a fantastic job in dividing us. And so long as people are being deplatformed and censored, nothing will fundamentally change. If libertarians, conservatives, progressives, socialists, Democrats, independents, Greens actually really put aside our differences, there's a lot that we can do and accomplish. But the first step is taking action. Now, I'm not an activist, I'm not an organizer, but I do know one thing. This thing that we got going on in this country has to go. And so I want to talk to people of the other side, and I want to see what we can do to work together. And if there's smear pieces like the Daily Beast going after people like you, Niko, or Jimmy Dore, or the Convo Couch, or anybody else, I have to say this: it's not working this time. Why is it that no one's talking about the bombing in Syria? Why is it that we are trying to bomb a country like Iran? Why is it that there was only one Democratic lawmaker that called up for the freedom of Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, and protecting other whistleblowers? Her name was Tulsi Gabbard, but oh no, she's a Modi spy, Assad apologist, Putin puppet, whatever. Like, really? Yet our 15 congressmen and women who were on the Force the Vote petition didn't have the time of day to even get involved with the Force the Vote Medicare for All. They didn't even acknowledge Jane.
Oh no, they had the time of day.
Force the vote for 15.
She had the time of day. Remember, she had a time of day to argue with Justin about why she wasn't going to force the vote for Medicare for All.
Thank you for the correction. Yes, thank you for that.
Just want to make
Point is, though, we cannot rely on these politicians to be the heroes. But even when you have someone like Sarah Palin, whose emails were exposed by Julian Assange, saying, "Hey, I made a mistake. He has to be free." That takes a lot in this country, because very few people say, especially those in power or who had power, very few actually do say, "Hey, I made a mistake. This person should go home." Julian Assange should go home. Edward Snowden should go home. And more importantly, I am tired of seeing other YouTube channels being suspended. No more. It has to stop. But the thing that's going to make it stop is when the people step up. When the people lead, that's when leaders follow. And we have to look at this coalition. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I stand for free speech, and we can't take any more abuse. Bernie Sanders has failed us. The progressives in Congress have failed us. And now, hold on, just to make the vote blue no matter who crowd happy too. Yes, even the Republicans have failed us too. Yeah, it's a two-party system that doesn't work for us. It's one big club, and we ain't in it. So we got to make something better.
Well, that was well said, kid. I got one gripe with what you said. I feel like you're selling yourself short by saying you're not an activist, because I know a lot of journalists out here who are not in the streets anywhere near as much as you do, all of you are really. And the things that y'all have done and have continued to do as far as the journalism side is concerned, to advocate for, exactly what you're advocating for here, and still really staying true when you had really every incentive to pivot, and seeing y'all kind of maintain that solidarity amongst all of the people at Heartlands. Y'all definitely activists, and it's a different type of activist, and we've been seeing it more and more often lately. But you shouldn't sell yourself short like that, man. Y'all definitely activists.
Well, thank you so much for the time and opportunity. Unfortunately, I'll have to leave, but again, thank you for having me on your show, and you are invited to be at our studio whenever. Please let us know when you're ever in the neighborhood.
In the summertime, June, July, probably. Actually, let's make sure
it's not that cold at 60 degrees. Man, come on,
shit, you a lie. 60 degrees is freezing to me. That's literally ice cold, man. Y'all crazy. I don't know why y'all didn't leave after the polar vortex. Y'all crazy. Go. All right, bro. Thanks for. Hey, I'll go follow Kid and Heartlands Media on Rockfin and I guess on YouTube, but go to Rockfin first. Go to Rockfin. We're gonna go ahead and let Kid get up out of here, and me and Teddy got some things to talk about. All right. So